Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Midgard Golf. And we're out here today, back in Castle Rock, Colorado, playing Red Hawk Ridge, one of Jim Engh's masterpieces out here in Colorado. One of three that I'm aware of. The other two are, 4 Mile Ranch and Fossil Trace. So, quite the architect indeed. I certainly love where his head's at when he's making a course. So, it's me out here today, Alex, your boy, and with one of my old Army buddies, who you've actually seen on the channel before, if you've been a longtime viewer of ours, back on Raccoon Creek. So, my buddy Will from my Army days, long time friend. So, yeah, it's just the two of us out here today doing a little 2-ball scramble, and oh boy, do we have a show to put on for you today. Certainly some of the best golf that we've seen on the channel so far. I'm still scratching my head trying to figure out how I played this well. But anyway, it was awesome. So, yep, we're up here playing from the gold tees. That's one up from the tips. So the course is, for us is stretching out to 63.32, and the tips plays out to 7,015. That's 7,015 yards. So this first hole here, downhill par 5, playing for us at 486 yards and tipping out at 508. Bit of a dog leg left there. And yeah, you really don't want to miss too hard to the left off the tee box, though. That will put you right out there, probably on Red Hawk Drive, the road that leads you up to the course there. So don't snap one left, but if you can hit a pretty draw, certainly do that. Or a straight run, or a straight one over the left line, just to the left of the bunker is, well, that's the line that I'm picking, because I'm hitting little buttercuts today, so I'm kind of liking that line for me. That said, if you want to make this a 3-piece hole and just play it safe, you can easily iron this hole to death and just kind of pop probably a long iron out there in between the bunkers that you'll be able to see right out in front of you, and then smack another one down the hill that'll put you right in front of the green for a little chip on to give yourself a little up and down attempt. But not for me this good day, sir. I'm going to grip it and rip it. Got the driver in hand, taking that left line. And yeah, we'll see what we can do. And if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, now's a good time to do it. You know, we would love to see you back. And if you don't know, every 100 subscribers, I give away a Midgard golf hat. And they're branded Bills hats. That's the brand. So yeah, very high quality. They're like $80 a pop is what I pay for them. So anyway, awesome hats. And once we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm thinking I'm going to do shirts. And then thereafter, once we get to 10,000, then I'm going to do golf bags, I'm thinking. So anyway, or maybe I'll do vests at 1,000. That'd be cool. I might put it up to a vote. Anyway, hit the subscribe button. Without further ado, let's give it a rip on this par 5 first hole and see what we can do. Let's check it out. I'd give it a little bit. I'd give it 6 inches left. Tell me if you think I'm lined up right.
warm up?
No, I like it. Give it the right pace. It should be good. Well, that was a line. Do it!
That was the line.
That's nice. See if I can drain us the eagle. Bumpy. Alright.
Pace right. I had the pace right, you had the line right. Somewhere between mine and yours was it. Yep. Solid. Good putting.
All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading off to the second hole. You got to love that birdie right off the bat with an eagle opportunity. Not too shabby. You can't birdie them all if you don't birdie the first. That's what they say anyway, right? So anyway, this second hole here, what's it playing for us here? 359 yards, tipping out at 379. So, yep, just 20 yards of reprieve we get on this hole, and another dog leg left we've got, but a quite inviting fairway for whatever you like to hit. Yeah, so bunker trouble here. You've got one fairway bunker off to the right, as you can look out from the tee box there. And yeah, that will be in range for you for sure. But if you end up in that bunker, then, well, it's probably just saving you from going off into the really nasty stuff. Yeah, off further to the right there. So it's really there to kind of guard you. There's another bunker there off to the left that you actually can't see. The one that you can see that appears to be off the left from the tee box is actually the greenside bunker. But there's another smaller fairway bunker that is just before the hole there, probably about 50 yards or so. So if you do hit a nice pretty draw out there and just kind of draw it a little too hard and get yourself a little speed slot down that hill there, you might find yourself in that. Or if you take the risk line over the left side rough and try to pound it all the way down there towards the green and come up a little short, then you also might find yourself in that bunker as well. And that'll be kind of a tricky bunker shot indeed. Once you get up to the green, there's a nice big long bunker that crawls from the front of the green all the way around to the right side, and that's about all you got to deal with. So, driver in hand, I'm taking that left line again, trying to do the same thing that I did on the first hole there with that monstrous 366-yard drive. So, let's give it a rip and see what we can do.
What do you think it's doing?
It's gonna go a little right to
left.
Get in the hole. Keep going. Keep going.
Dead straight.
Yeah, that's straight. Good putt.
Thank you.
That's far.
Straight out. Get the speed right. Do it. Get it.
Jeez,
Oh!
that's great, man.
Three. Straight.
All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading off to the third hole in our first par 3 of the day. So apparently we're not going to birdie them all today, as we didn't birdie the last hole. But hey, that's okay. Still a strong start. You got to love it. So this par 3 here, playing slightly downhill, but albeit sort of level, mainly level, especially from our tee box. If you're playing the tips, then yeah, it'll be a bit more downhill, but yeah. By and large, pretty level. So, nice amphitheater green there. Plenty of backboard support, so feel free to grip it and rip it. You've got one very large bunker there right before the green that you can see kind of a sliver of from the tee box. But yeah, that bunker is much larger than it looks. And boy, if you get up in that, it's going to be one heck of a flop shot out of that sand to put you up there on the green. The left side of the green is pretty inviting, I'd say. But it so happened that this day they decided to tuck that pin all the way in the back right to the smallest part of the green. So I have the 8-iron in hand for this 181 yards. And yeah, that's what we're getting at. Actually, so it's 181 from the golds, but the scorecard says that the tips are actually 174. So it's actually shorter from the tips, it appears. You know what? I didn't take note of where the tips are, but the tips must be just like from a weird angle or something like that. But anyway, let's get to it. 8-iron in hand. And I think Will's got the 7-iron in hand. So let's give it a rip and see what we can do.
Yeah, went straight. Get in there, Will. Oh, yep.
All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading off to the fourth hole in what they call the number one handicap on this course. Playing for us at 392 yards and tipping out at 426. Again, playing pretty drastically downhill, and this will be the last downhill hole that we're going to see for a little while. So, yeah, enjoy it while it lasts. But, yeah, and the initial part of the green, or excuse me, not the green, the fairway there is pretty inviting. But, yeah, as you make your way down there, down this kind of dog leg left towards the hole, it skinnies up real fast. So, yeah, and with that lake out there in the background for big drivers out there, I mean, it being downhill and with the cart path rolling across that and whatnot, and the likelihood of you getting a bounce if you really nail it, fair chance that that lake is in play off the drive there, and that would be just a crying shame. So I am not taking driver on this hole. I am taking the 4-iron. However, Will decided to go ahead and hit driver. So, and he's taken the left line there, and well, yeah, you're gonna see what he does. This is some incredible stuff. So anyway, once you get down there to where the fairway skinnies up, yeah, it's not going to be all that long of a shot if you can put yourself in a good place down there to get onto the green. You will have that lake kind of, staring you in the corner of your eye off to the right-hand side, but yeah, nothing to worry about unless the pin happens to be tucked in the back right, in which case you're going to have to flirt with that water a little bit in order to attack that pin. So, 4-iron in hand, like I said, let's give it a rip and see what we can do.
It's a good par though. Hit the pin.
That's safe.
I know. Yeah, I roasted it a little bit. I thought that hill was a little more vicious than it was. Do it! Do it, Will! Oh! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
Birdie. Oh, birdie.
Look at that ball for you, sir.
Nice. 2 under. Dead in the sun.
All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading off to the 5th hole. You got to love birdie in the number one handicap on the course. And how about that putt from Will right after I hit the pin, and then he steps up and buries it. He was like, well, you showed me the line. It's like, yeah, I did. But anyway, what an epic putt. You'll love to see it. So, yeah, anyway, this hole here. So playing for us at 331 yards and tipping out at 388. So pretty flat hole here. Actually kind of goes slightly uphill a little bit and then kind of goes downhill slightly towards the green. But yeah, an infinity fairway. So the green is completely hidden from you on the tee box, but I'll tell you where it is. So when you look out there, you're going to see kind of a sort of a red brick building way out there in the distance. It's going to appear to be kind of in the middle left of the fairway. So the green is going to be a little bit to the left of that. So if you put it on that line with a tiny bit of draw, if you put it on the line like at the brick house there and put just a hair of draw on it, then that'll put you on the best line to drive the green. Or you could just kind of gently float one out there into this, again, inviting fairway, and yeah, give yourself a nice view on this green from pretty much anywhere. Although if you do end up into the left rough, then and especially if the pin is tucked in the back left of that kind of kidney bean green there, then you're going to have to contend with the green side bunker there off to the left of the green. But so anyway, so I would probably favor the right a little bit. However, there is a little mound over there off to the right of kind of some native fescue stuff, and that's no fun to really flirt with either. So anyway, pick your poison. But yeah, not all that bad of a hole here. Just grip it and rip it. Kind of footloose and fancy free. Driver in hand. Let's give it a rip and see what we can do.
Going right to left? Hills.
On the edge.
Last 2 inches of rope. Yeah.
All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading off to the 6th hole and our final par 3 for this front 9 out here at Red Hawk Ridge. And a beautiful one it is indeed. I dare say that this is probably one of their signature holes in terms of just beauty, just view as you're looking out there. So anyway, what you see is what you get there. You got a tee box, you got a green, and you got 9 bunkers standing there in between all of that and a lake. So yeah, it is what it is. But with the hole tipping out at 181 yards. So yeah, same yardage as we played the last par 3 there. Not all that brutal, I'd say, for whatever your skill level is. And again, another amphitheater green, plenty of backboard and sideboard support everywhere you look. So as long as you hit kind of the yardage that you're looking for and get a clean strike on it, good chance that you're going to be in play somewhere. Although you might have a pretty drastically downhill chip if you get hung up in that thick stuff that serves as that backboard. So the green itself here, pretty inviting over there off to the right, but again they decided to tuck that pin all the way in the back left in the least inviting part of this green. So I've got the 9-iron in hand. I think he may have also had the 9-iron in hand, 9 or 8. But anyway, either way, should be the perfect number for this stick for me to get up on this green back there at that flag. So let's give it a rip and see what we can do.
Twigs in my way. It's gonna break right a little bit.
Yeah.
Look at that ball, just not moving. That's good.
I thought the hill
Nice,
speed was
when
going
it
to give
hits
me a little
there.
more, but you can give it a tiny bit of juice.
Nice when it hits there.
Yeah. I'd putt it to let gravity take over. Like,
It went that way.
I know, but so yeah, go like 2 feet left, but give it a little bit of
Gotta get
juice.
through all this.
A little bit of juice, yeah. Oh,
Get in the hole.
maybe it's
Come on, ball. Turn.
perfect. I got to tap that in.
Oh. Hey.
Did you get it?
All right.
You want me to tap that for you?
I didn't think it was gonna get the leg.
Yeah.
Up and down.
Yep. Solid sauce.
All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading off to the 7th hole and our final par 5 of this front 9 here in this first part of this 2-part series out here at Red Hawk Ridge. So, yeah, quite a long one here. 570 yards for us and tipping out at 648 yards. So, yeah, pretty lengthy. And playing kind of, well, like crawlingly uphill the entire way. So, probably playing quite a bit more than that. For us, probably playing around 620, 630, and from the tips there, probably creeping up on 700 for what it's going to play. But, yeah, no matter. It is what it is here. It's a par 5, right? You get 3 shots for GIR. So, hard dogleg left we've got here for us. Yeah, not all that hard, I would say, to make the turn in the dogleg here. If you don't make the turn, then your second shot is probably going to have to be a draw because those trees on the left are likely going to be unfriendly in trying to cut over them from wherever you are, unless you happen to be all the way on the right side of the fairway, but you've got no business being over there, just because, well, you're just making the hole longer than it has to be. However, if you are looking to play the safe one, then yeah, I would say that it is safer to go right than left. So it's going to be a longer hole, but at least your ball will likely be safe, or more likely be safe if you kind of favor the right side miss. So obviously I've got the driver in hand. I'm just trying to pump one out there as best I can and make it to the elbow in this dogleg. So let's give it a rip and see what we can do.
Might be on the green.
You scared the birds. And right in that middle of the bird.
Yeah. Thank you.
Roasted 2-iron.
But he crushed it.
Yeah, just going like this.
Not much. It's pretty straight.
Nice, dude.
There it is.
Birdie?
Birdie, baby.
Yeah.
Taking care of the fives.
All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading off to the 8th hole. And just a 298-yard par 4 for us right here, and tipping out at only 308. So, yeah, incredibly short, no matter where you're playing it from. However, it's a 90-degree dogleg left, and, yeah, the green is hidden completely behind all of those trees to the left there, as you will be looking at the hole from the tee box. So unless you happen to know exactly the line that you need to be on in order to hit this green, yeah, good luck to you. And it plays uphill all the way, so playing a little bit longer than that. Or at least up there to the top tier, as you'll see looking out in front of you. And then as you look to the left from up there, if you make the elbow and the dog leg, then it turns pretty flat from there. So anyway, let's see here. Yeah, you definitely don't need... Well, okay. I should maybe call it out in a yardage. So you only need to... If you're playing the golds, where we're playing it from... So I actually hit a 4-iron here. And as you're about to see, we actually did not end up playing my drive. A little foreshadowing here. We hit Will's kind of low cut that he put out there with a driver. And thank goodness that he did low cut it, because if he would have bombed one, he would have been right through this fairway. But my 4-iron actually flew just over the cart path. So you won't see that on camera, but that's where it ended up. And so I actually didn't even need 4-iron to get there to put myself in the fairway and give myself a nice angle on the green. Probably only a 5-iron would have done it. Maybe even a 6-iron. So probably a 230-yard shot, somewhere in that ballpark, 220, 230, to put yourself in the fairway and give yourself a nice angle on this green. That's really all you need. Let's see here. Once you are looking at the green, there's going to be a long, stringy bunker that's going to be on your left side from your kind of point of view as you're facing the green there, and then a nice tiny little pot bunker over there off to the front right. Let's see here. There's really nowhere to miss on this green. It's just surrounded by trees. You've got a little bit of backboard and sideboard support off to the left and right from the perspective that you'll be looking at it as you make the elbow. But kind of dead on and long is just a little bit of rough, and then that's basically it. And then you're in the trees. So, but I mean, no matter. You shouldn't have but a wedge to get up on this green if you make the turn anyway, unless you happen to kind of fade one a little too hard and then end up all the way over there off to the right, and then you will have given yourself kind of a unnecessarily long shot onto this green. So, like I said, 4-iron in hand, let's give it a rip and see what we can do. And you're gonna see us kind of rush the putting here on this green because. Well, as you might see in the intro clip here, so the marshal wasn't talking to us, but was talking to the other guys there, and we kind of got the inkling that he was telling them to, kind of hustle up. So we were like, all right, let's try to pick it up here and give him some speed. So so that we can, let them have a nice day as well. So anyway, all right, now that I've foreshadowed the entire hole, let's watch it play out. Let's check it out.
At it, because you're gonna need to punch it through this shit, and it's gonna come like slowly roll. But brake to play. You want to play some brake, it's going from the right. Or it's gonna brake to the camera. Yeah. You just slide it on the kept going that way.
You guys see where I went?
You're right where you are.
To the, right on
Right where you are. It
hill,
bounced on the
like.
hill just on the other side of the path.
Yeah. Missed it.
Get in!
Not equal distance.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my god. Let me stick it down. Let's pick it up so we can go. Well, that's a 4. You want to putt it? Okay.
All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading off to the 9th hole. And of course, the final hole for this first part of this 2-part series out here at Red Hawk Ridge in Castle Rock, Colorado. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Midgard Golf with us. We sure hope to see you back at some point in the future. And again, throw us a like and subscribe if you're liking this content. We certainly enjoy filming it for you. So, this last hole here, a nice pleasant par 4 in my opinion to close up the 9, playing adjacent to the driving range off to the left there. So yeah, just a pretty hole in my opinion here. Another infinity green with the mountains, the Castle Rock kind of mountains over there off into the background, just really pretty. And most of the hole plays pretty straight out, and then kind of 4/5 of the way down the hole, I would say. It kind of veers off to the left a little bit. So, yeah, but certainly enough room to hit driver, that's for sure. However, if you miss it too hard to the right, you're going to be off kind of a gnarly slope into the housing that's way off to the right there. And if you hit it off into the left, you're going to be like really hard, like a pull hook into the left. Then you'll likely find yourself some pretty dense tree trouble over there. So neither of those very great options. Once you make your way up to the green, you're going to have kind of this long snaking bunker that creeps up the entire length, or almost the entire length of the green. And that's pretty much all you got to worry about from there. So yeah, grip it and rip it, I say. And if you're really pounding it hard, then carrying 350, that kind of yardage, then you're definitely going to want to put a draw on this one to give yourself a chance to get on this green in 1. So let's give it a rip and see what we can do.
I didn't see it right. You can't dead straight. Maybe you're seeing it's on the ball for you. All because it's dead straight. That's what I was thinking.
She's so pink.
Put it in the hole, man. It's actually going right.
It is a little bit. We're good.